I feel like I will
Fedor.
say I feel like I'm a crisis counselor between Morgan and Bo every Saturday.
Jeff, you
Because
can
as soon
leave
as
off the
one-
counselor. You're just a crisis.
I know, but no, I'm not the crisis. Thank you very much. Because as soon as the Georgia game starts, so does the oh my God, we're terrible. It's over.
I'm not nearly as bad as I used to be. I have mellowed.
And then there was one. Yep, one area football team is still in the playoffs. Welcome to this week's Friday Game Night Pick'em Show. You see us. You know who we are. So I'm not going to say their names. But, guys, did we ever expect to only have one left?
Not the way this year was looking. I did a story on Access WD Win Sports.
Yeah.
It was 45 minutes. I went down to the field at the Buford game, and everything collapsed by the time I got back to the press box. It was I'm not really sure what happened, but, boy, it looked like we were going to have perhaps the busiest semifinal we've ever had for our area teams. And
You think it was just too much turkey on Thursday?
something. I don't know what
Possible.
happened, but it was just a wild weekend. It was a wild, 45 minutes. Just about everybody was in the lead, and then only Jefferson came out.
Just an interesting
Well,
finish, guys.
And in that 45 minutes, Jeff, Lumpkin County had the ball on the 25 down a touchdown, ready to go in and tie the game against Savannah Christian. Gainesville up, Commerce tied. Everybody was in the game, and it looked like you said, we could have as many as five teams really.
I mean,
make it
Raven
in.
was the only one that was kind of out of it, but other than that, the rest of them were all in the game, had the lead or tied or the ball. Buford had the lead. When I went down there, Buford
crumbled right there. Yeah.
Buford was up when I went down. When I went down to the field. So if it's my fault, Coach App, I'm sorry.
That would be a good person to blame.
Who, me?
Yeah, going to the
Jeff
field.
Hart, yes.
Yeah. You know,
Look, I'll take it. I'll take it. I was crushed, I will say.
look, watching the scoreboard from afar, very afar.
How far away you are?
Beautiful Hamilton, Georgia.
Beautiful Hamilton,
Hey,
Georgia.
was there any fast food things out
No,
there?
there was zero.
I have a feeling.
Nothing.
Do you have a story for that later? Maybe?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, but there was nothing. I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, watching scoreboard from Harris County on Friday, I'm like, okay, dude, this is going to be good. Gainesville's up, as you said. Buford's up. Commerce game is very close. Of course, Raven was not close.
No.
But then at the end of the night, go get in the car, get ready to go, and everybody's texting. I'm like, dude, what? How did this happen?
Yeah, I was saying, I come back to the thing, and Caleb's like showing me the phone, like, look what happened again. And I'm just like, what happened?
That's a good question.
What happened to your voice?
Well,
That was that Buford game.
about the same time that all of our teams lost control of their games, my voice left me. So, and I'm still trying to get it back. But this is actually the best I've sounded in about 5 days.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Can you say go Tigers?
Go Tigers. I won't say the other
That
Ed
is
Orgeron
Coach
phrase.
Orgeron
I'm
right
tempted to
there.
say.
Well done.
It was well done. Well done. Hey, speaking of a team that didn't have a problem on Friday, it was the Jefferson Dragons. Holy cow, man. They are on fire at this moment. And, we talk about over the last couple weeks about the slow starts that Jefferson gets or has had in the playoffs. And the second half, the adjustments this team makes, at halftime might be the best adjusting football coaching staff in the area right now, if not the state.
Me and you have talked about Kirby and Georgia, and after that first drive, they always give up the points, and then it's nothing for the rest of the game. Those in-game adjustments, and Coach Nolan and the crew are doing a fantastic job on both sides of the ball. I think early in the season we were looking at this team where they balanced enough that they have enough experience to can they make a deep run? We thought they'd get in the playoffs, but how far could they go? Now, I'm not sure I see anybody, that definitively can beat them in 5A, Caleb.
Yeah, I mean, I really think that this matchup between Jefferson and Creekside could be for the state title. This Creekside team is probably playing the best of anybody not named Jefferson in the 5A field. I mean, they've just been clobbering everybody. So, Walker, I think this is a really good matchup this week.
Yeah, I mean, the only loss that Creekside has this year, guys, is to pretty much the consensus number one team in the country, and that's California's Mater Dei.
And it wasn't close either.
No.
No, it wasn't close, but I think the big
62 to
comparison.
It's also
something or
modern
something?
day, so I mean,
I think the big comparison is Mater Dei has the ability to run the football. I mean, they do throw the football really well, but they run the football exceedingly well with the offensive line that they have. Jefferson can run the football, guys. Sammy Brown was still running to Harris County last week.
He ran past it too.
That gives me a lot of good feelings about this Dragons team. That the fact that Sammy Brown has been able to run on anybody and nobody has found the answer to him, Bo.
No, they haven't, and that's maybe for a half, maybe for a quarter. I mean, we saw it happen against Hiram. He was stopped in the first half, but he still ended up with over 150 yards rushing. The last couple of weeks he's got close to 700 yards rushing. Last week 251. We got to give a lot of credit though to the offensive line as well, because we don't really talk much about them because they're not. I mean, they're not huge, but they are a decent sized offensive line, and they do a good job blocking for Sammy, but Sammy just does such a great job of seeing the field and the speed that he has, guys. To watch him over the last 2 or 3 weeks, I think he's getting faster.
I talked to Jason Tester at Flowery Branch, who's played both teams. He's seen it. He's seen both of them. He actually gave a slight nod to the Jefferson offensive line, which is really interesting. I talked to David Perno at Clark Central, who's played Jefferson and would have played Creekside had they gotten in. So they scouted Creekside for 2 weeks, and he said that they were unbelievable as well. I wanted to ask you kind of what you feel is the key matchup. You've seen Jefferson's run all through this, but I think this might be, before I ask you that, this would be a good time for Jeff Hart's stat of the show.
Shouldn't you say my stat of the show?
My stat of the show.
Featuring
He added the S. Well done.
featuring our new and improved audio bed.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait to hear it.
Stats of the show.
here's some things you need to know. It's Jeff Hart's interesting stat of the show.
Who sang that?
I am awaiting my award.
Who sang that? Was that you again? Was that you again?
When you've got golden pipes.
Sound like your pipes are encrusted
Hammered by
with
a
gold.
carton of cigarettes
You
a
just let
day.
them do all the work.
Oh my God! Hollywood will be calling. I can see that. Yeah.
Are you going with your stat now?
Okay, so my stat of the show. Look, we were
I'll
just
be lucky if Holly is still calling after this, let alone Hollywood.
Oh boy. That's good. I see
For
what you
those who
did
don't get
At
the
least
pun,
she said
Holly
yes.
is his fiance.
Yeah.
At least she said yes.
there.
She did.
Did she say
I thought
yes
it was-
or did she
and
say
look,
yes?
That was a pick'em also. That was a pick'em on that. Sorry, guys. But you were just talking about the Jefferson offensive line. This is what they're going to have to go against. I think this is the key to the game, but I'd be interested to see what you think is. So Creekside has 76 tackles for loss, 37 sacks. They have forced 29 turnovers in 13 games. That's more than 2 a game. 11 fumbles, 18 interceptions. To me, that seems like, if the Jefferson offensive line can limit them to being able to do that, I think that might be the key to me. What do you think, Walker?
I think it's honestly the other side of things. I think it's the Jefferson defense being able to slow down Creekside on offense. Roderick McCrary has nearly 1,900 rushing yards. Their quarterback has over 2,000 passing yards on the year, over 1,000 of which to one receiver. This is probably the most balanced offensive attack that Jefferson has faced all year. You're not going to be able to key in on stopping the run or stopping the pass. You got to figure out how to stop both. And I think that's really the kicker in this one is, can the Jefferson defense slow down Creekside enough to be able to allow the offensive line and Sammy Brown to break down the Creekside defense enough for Sammy to run the football like he has the past 2 weeks?
Yeah, Walker, both teams have the ability to run the football, which means they have the ability to control the clock and control the game. So perhaps maybe that's where it lies, is who can control the game and can control the clock. My worry for Jefferson's defense would be in the secondary if Creekside's passing game is as good as the stats show, because we watched him against Hiram downfield. Hiram did make some big plays, so that would be an interest of me to see how, or maybe a concern for the Jefferson defense. As far as the run game, they've done pretty well of slowing other teams' run games. So I would personally be more concerned with the passing game in this one for the Jefferson secondary.
Yeah, I think that when you talk about Shane Kelly and the stud of a wide receiver he is, I got to pull up the stat right here because I read it this morning. He has over 1,030 yards receiving. He caught 3 touchdown passes last week in their quarterfinal win.
Mm-hmm.
You can double team him all you want, but that's just going to allow for the quarterback, Vincent Berry, to be able to throw the ball to all the other weapons that they have, including Roderick McCreary out of the backfield. So I agree with you 100%, Bo. Creekside's going to try and run the football to control the clock and control the game. That's just going to open up their play action game. And if the secondary isn't disciplined for the Dragons, it could be a long night.
Which is why I go back to what you said about which team can control the ball and, essentially control the game, which is why I think it's on the Jefferson offensive line to be able to do what they have been able to do, shorten the game, limit possessions. I think if Jefferson is able to run the ball with long drives, no one's been able to really slow down Sammy Brown. If they can do that, I think that puts them – I think that would put pressure on the home team. They're going to feel they're going to have to come up with a big play, because Jefferson, I think, can shorten this game with those long drives.
Well, to go back to one of our teams that lost, Buford – what really doomed them was offensive line play.
Could not run the ball.
They could not establish the run, and they could not protect Dylan Raiola. The guy had 4 guys in his face every time he dropped back to throw in the fourth quarter. So, if you're Jefferson, you've got to allow some lanes for Sammy Brown to run through. He's the best player on the field, but he's not Superman.
Right.
He can't run when there's nothing to run through. So you got to open up some lanes, and you've got to give Gavin Markey some time because – if you start letting your quarterback just get drilled every time he drops back to throw, that's when those turnovers and things like that can happen. That's what happened when Flowery Branch went down there and got hammered, 63-6 or whatever it was. Right. That stuff can snowball on you very quickly.
Let me ask everybody in the room this. Maxwell has this as a 1-point game for Creekside and has the final score being 24-23. Does anybody see it being higher scoring than that? Because I honestly don't. I think this is probably like a 17-14 type game.
That's what I think, Walker. I think if you can punch in 2 touchdowns, I think you're in a really great spot because the defenses are so good. Mm-hmm. I don't think they're going to give up a whole lot. That being said, if a team has explosive ability much more than the other team, that's where your blowout could come. If it's a blowout, it's going Creekside's way. But I don't see that because I think you've got Sammy Brown. That defense for Jefferson, they have not let anybody really do much on them all year.
One of the other things, Walker, I'll throw it back to you just a second, is we've not talked about Gavin Markey and the Jefferson passing game much, with RJ and Zay and those guys out in the receiving court because they haven't really had to throw the ball.
No.
But now when Gavin Markey has thrown the ball, he's been pretty good. Yeah. So perhaps that might be another key to this game for the Jefferson offense if they are keying on Sammy and Sammy cannot do Sammy type things in this game. Perhaps it's Gavin Markey that's going to have to step up, Walker.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I think the play action game is going to be huge for
absolutely
Jefferson in this one. If I put the over under for the total at let's say 41.5, are we taking the over or the under? I think that's a pretty solid line.
I've taken the under on that, to be honest with you. I think I would.
I believe I would go the under as well.
I mean, both defenses combined over about the last 11 weeks are giving up 21 points total combined. So I just don't see an offense being able to come to either one of these defenses and just be able to, put up 35, 40 points. I just don't see it. But we've said that before, and we've seen completely opposite of what we thought. So,
like last week.
I just don't know how well the passing games are going to play out just because of how good the other team's defenses are. I think both teams are going to be ready to stop play action passing, and that's what both these offenses do really well is catch you sleeping on the run game. So I really think that it boils down to, can Jefferson's defense stop the running game of Roderick McCreary? If they do that, Jefferson's going to the bins. I don't think that there's any question about that.
Well, we need somebody to, so this is it. That's our last hope.
All right, time to get to the rundown picks this week. And, oh, boy, I have no idea except for one on this list of 14 that we have. But welcome to the picks. And we got to welcome our guest picker this week, right?
Absolutely.
Who is it?
Well, it's the guy that started it all.
And?
Morgan Lee.
What's up? Wait, Morgan.
Wait,
Time out, Morgan. Jeff just said you started it all, but he always talks about 25 years ago.
Well, I did start it all. Morgan came
Whoa,
in
I
and-
was looking down at the board and I thought Jeff started talking.
Jeff just saying.
I got here in 2018, so as far as I know, Morgan started.
That's right.
Look, I started this thing back in the
There it
1700s.
is. There
Back in
it
the
is.
1700s, because I'm that old now, according to Bo.
Jeff was the one writing all of the sports articles in a stone tablet.
Yes.
That's correct. It took a while to
Banana
hatch
form.
because, I can't type.
That is correct. The best hunting pecker around.
The best or worst?
Wow. I thought Morgan would be on my side, but
Nope.
What?
Sorry about that.
Nope.
I don't know why I thought that.
Hey, Morgan, how are you, man?
I'm doing okay. Getting over some crud, but other than that, doing good.
Oh, here we
Hey,
go.
I feel you, brother.
There's some crud.
Caleb's voice reveal.
What are you nervous about?
Who's
Me?
nervous?
Yeah, you. What are you nervous about?
I don't
Is
know.
it Georgia, Alabama? Is that what you're nervous about?
I mean, that's going to happen regardless. So there's no reason to be nervous about it. I don't know. Right now I'm kind of nervous. Like all the plants in my yard are dying. Bad things.
Wow,
He's
he's
going to pick
become-
up the kids this afternoon.
You leave the sports office, and this is what happens. You become totally
Exactly
domesticated.
right. Don't ever
Totally
stop, kids.
domesticated.
Once you give it up, your life turns to just boredom.
Sometimes that's a good thing, though.
I hope Kelly's not somewhere around where she can hear that.
No, thank goodness.
All right, guys. Let's get to the picks this week.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, I didn't do the random pick order this week, so I'm first.
Well, why are you complaining?
I don't know. I have no
What's
idea.
wrong with being first?
I
You
was
get
first
it.
for 4 straight weeks. I'm not convinced you ever did a random order.
No, I did. I just always put myself last.
Yeah, that's kind of like when I went to play roulette.
So that's not a random order then.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. If you put yourself last, it's not random.
No,
Definition.
the truth is the random generator picker did it. So,
is
yeah,
that
there you
what
go.
it
Yeah,
is? Okay.
yeah, sure.
All right, so Camden County at Walton. We're going to start at the top of the list there, and I'm just going to say Walton. That's all I got.
Wait, who's next?
I think
Seth
it's me.
is next.
It's
It's both
me,
Seth,
Seth. There
me,
you go.
Jeff,
Oh, there.
Caleb, Morgan.
There you go.
So there we go.
Yeah, I'll go Walton too.
I'm going to go with Walton. Credit to Camden County for getting back to where they were, a decade ago. I just don't think they can get past Walton's passing attack.
Oh, no. Yeah, Walton's going to win this.
Walton's winning the whole thing.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I'd like to see Camden County defeat Walton, because it's Walton.
Why?
Yeah, Walton.
Are you not a Walton fan, Morgan?
It goes back to UGA days and my fraternity getting infiltrated by guys from Walton. We're just never the same after that.
Oh, we're gonna
I
have
knew
to
there
do
had
a
to
new
be a
segment
grudge
called
is being
Story
held,
Time.
is what I've heard.
Yeah, I knew there had to be a connection with that.
We're
Okay.
gonna have to add a new segment called Story Time with Morgan, where he's gonna come back and explain some of these references.
Absolutely.
Well, hey, that's the first absolutely we've
Just
ever
go
gotten
back,
on
yeah,
like
yeah.
a new segment.
News
Well,
segment.
this is a good time to remind people to go back and watch Access Sports Weeklies from 2018.
You have
Maybe,
to do it,
for
Caleb.
my work's sake, maybe not do that.
Do it.
Like just for
No, do it, Caleb.
Do what?
Access Sports Week.
Access Sports Weekly.
Poor Morgan. Sorry, Morgan.
We need to revisit a certain From the Heart as well.
probably.
Oh, boy. That was a bad decision.
No.
Let's go Milton at Grayson. You guys, let's see, you saw Grayson last week knock off Buford in that game.
Impressive. I that defense for Grayson was unbelievable. I think we thought they were going to be good, but like first series, you could see how fast they were, and you're like, this is going to be trouble. And Dylan Raiola just could not escape those guys. It didn't matter where he tried to go; they were everywhere. Yeah, I'm going to take Grayson. I don't know much about Milton. I know they're good, but I've seen that Grayson team, and it's at Grayson, and that crowd.
You're actually 3 picks ahead. People.
Yeah, I was about to say, now we'll go fourth first, then go to Bo.
Well,
I'm just so used to being
It's one of these
early.
snake
Bo,
drafts.
I'm so used to being early. I'm sorry.
This is really your fault, Bo. You kind of gave him the floor.
I
and
did
you
give
know
him the
he's
floor,
gonna,
but
you know
I
he's
didn't
gonna
get time
go.
to pick.
If you put it on the teleprompter, he's gonna
to
read.
be-
it.
I'm sorry.
To be fair, Seth, Bo was in the middle of a sentence.
Yeah.
That's
If you rewind the tape, he was in the
Look,
middle of a sentence.
I'm going with Milton.
Okay, I'll wait. Go ahead.
I got Milton.
I got Grayson. After seeing that Grayson team myself, I'm gonna stick with them.
I'm going to take the Rams in overtime.
Oh, overtime.
Of course you would.
I'm going to take the Rams.
I got Milton.
Grayson.
Woodward Academy at Douglas County.
Morgan didn't have a story on Grayson.
Does Woodward Academy have enough to beat Douglas County? Nah. I'm going with Douglas.
We'll go with Douglas as well.
Go Dells.
Yeah, I'll take the home team. I think Woodward Academy kind of lucked out last week with how that game played out at home for them. I think Douglas County rolls in this one.
Hey, me and Seth were talking the conspiracy theory in the office before. Lucked out or not, because they knocked out Gainesville's top 3 players in the first half, almost as if they knew exactly who to take out. Hey, I'm not saying anything beyond that. I'm going to take Douglas County because I'm upset about that.
I'm not a part of that conversation.
Yes, you
I don't
were.
know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
you were.
I don't remember it either.
Yeah, you were.
Thank you, Bo.
Yeah, you were.
Douglas County.
Got to go with Douglas County. It's my dad's alma mater.
Ah.
Oh,
There we go.
There we go. I knew there had to be a
I
connection.
mean, that one's a short
There you
story,
go.
though.
Thomas County Central at Marist. I'll go with the TCC.
I'm just going to copy you because I got nothing. I got nothing.
You know what? I had TCC initially. I've thought about it over the past 15 minutes since I saw the pick list. I'm going to flip to Marist at home.
It's great drama.
Man,
Walker.
TCC is ranked like in the top 10 in several national polls. This is a no-brainer, going with TCC.
Yeah, I got the Yellow Jackets.
That's a long road trip, but I think TCC does it. I mean, Marist's one of the few teams I actually saw this year. And, I mean, they're solid, but I didn't see anything like, oh, my God.
Jefferson at Creekside.
We're doing this one now.
You mean save it?
No, let's do that one last.
Yeah,
I think.
save it to last.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's save it. All right, Coffee County at Cartersville. Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Hurricanes.
Yeah, Hurricanes.
The purple.
The Purple Hurricanes.
The Purple Hurricanes.
I like saying the Purple Hurricanes, so I'll go with the Purple Hurricanes.
Coffee County on the road.
My wife told me she could never pick Coffee County ever because she hates coffee. She hates the taste of coffee, so she can't root for Coffee County. But I love coffee. They're a 9-point favorite on the road. This is maybe the best team in that classification, so definitely going with Coffee County.
I got Cartersville.
Coffee County, why not?
All right, so is it Benedictine or Benedictine?
It is Benedictine.
Huh?
I don't know what you're smoking over
I
there,
just
Bo.
heard a certain show on Friday they kept calling it
I
Benedictine.
think people down there say Benedictine.
Yeah.
Well,
I
we're
think
not
so.
down there, so
I think
That
so.
weird Savannah accent.
This
is
is
that
a-
what it is?
This is a pick'em
Hey.
game, but I'm going with Benedictine.
I'm not going to sing, but I'll agree.
I saw something on Facebook where Benedictine is trying to rally their fans to drive up to Stockbridge. I think they need the fan base behind them to win this game. I don't know that they make the long trip. I'll take Stockbridge.
And this is the hardest game to pick because Benedictine, they're the state champs, the defending state champs. But we got to see that Stockbridge team really, really good. I'm going to go with Stockbridge at home in a pick-em game, long road trip, and I just don't think Benedictine travels that well with fans.
I don't think it'll matter whether or not their fans travel. I think Benedictine's the best team in the state in 4A. So I got the Cadets.
Okay.
God bless you, dude. You sound freaking terrible.
I know. And it
bless
varies. If I don't remember to clear my throat, it's worse.
Morgan?
I'm gonna go with Benedictine. Why not?
It could be Benedictine.
Nope, we're throwing that one out right
okay.
now.
All right.
That one's out.
Saying.
So we've gone like
Out.
we've gone like 3 or 4 picks without Morgan having some sort of connection here.
All right, Perry. This might be one. Perry at Stars Mill.
I see the soccer connection coming with this one.
I'm going with.
Did you forget you were first there for a minute?
No, it's just I'm thinking here. This
Okay.
is Perry's. Isn't this Perry's first trip to the semis?
I believe so.
I'm not sure.
You believe so?
I think I read that last week.
I'm going to go with Perry. Yep.
I'm going to go right against you and go Stars Mill.
Off the coattails.
The Perry Panthers get the win.
PPs.
I'm going to go with Perry, too. This was a hard one. They're an 8-point favorite on the road, so they must be pretty good.
You think?
I'm going with Perry.
Yeah, I actually know 2 people from Perry, so why not?
I figured Stars Mill and the soccer thing, you might have some sort of aversion to Stars Mill or something.
Playing those South Side schools, I mean, all I can say, a lot of diving and kicking and whinging.
So Calvary Day at Cedar Grove. Calvary Day is an 8-point favorite in this game.
Yeah, they're ranked. They've been ranked most of the year number 1 in Class 3A.
I'm going to go Cedar Grove in the upset.
I'm going to go Cavalry.
This is the state title game in 3A. Calvary Day wins.
Wow, this is so hard. How do you go against Cedar Grove at home ever? I mean, like ever. But I'm going to do it. That Calvary Day has been a solid number 1 all year. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Calvary Day. But this could be a great game.
I like the spot for Cedar Grove. I got Cedar Grove at home.
Calvary Day.
Savannah Christian at Carver Columbus.
I know who Walker's taking.
I'm going with Carver.
Yeah, I'll probably have to hop back on the coattails and go Carver for that one.
Said this at the beginning of the show. Lumpkin County only loses that game last week to Savannah Christian because they were outsped by Savannah Christian. Carver Columbus has as much, if not more, speed than Savannah Christian. I think Carver Columbus is going to absolutely roll in this game. It won't be close.
Wow, that's cool. I was going to go the other way until that emphatic as to why Savannah Christian got here.
So which way you going?
You know what? I'm gonna go with the home team in this one. I've been trying to take the team that's the most favored, especially in these games I don't know that much about, but I'm going to take Carver at home because I think
you're welcome for the analysis.
I think that was spot on there, Walker. Thank you very much.
But
I'm going to go with Carver also.
Yeah, Carver. Why not?
Scintillating analysis.
Fitzgerald and Pierce County. Oh, boy.
It's good to see him struggle like this, going first.
I'm going to go with Pierce County.
Yeah, Pierce County, an 8-point favorite. Give me Pierce.
Didn't Lumpkin women's basketball go to Pierce County last year in the state tournament or something
Believe
like
so,
that? That's
yeah.
a long
Yep.
road trip.
It is.
I'll take Pierce County at home just because it's in the middle of nowhere.
They're both in the middle of nowhere.
I was about to say, like, so is
You know,
Fitzgerald.
I've seen Fitzgerald 2 or 3 times when they played Rabin. I tell you, there's something about that program. They seem to pull out some sort of incredible game plan to win a game they're not supposed to, and I think this is kind of one of those games. So I'm going to go against the grain with the road team, and I'm going to take Fitzgerald.
Walker said Pierce County's in the middle of nowhere. Blackshear, Georgia, home place of Stetson Bennett. I got Pierce County.
Yeah, I gotta go with Pierce County at home. I knew a guy from Fitzgerald in college. I won't tell you what he had nicknamed his hometown, but you can use your imagination.
Now, see, that's what we were looking for right there.
Yeah,
That's
there
what
we
we
go.
were looking for.
Rockmart at Cook. Aren't these 2 schools Yellow Jackets?
They are. They're both black.
I
and
believe
gold.
they are, yes.
Man, nothing
Actually,
like
no,
there's nothing
Cook-
like a good bee fight.
Cook is the Hornets.
That's right.
That's what
Hey,
it is.
same,
Yep.
same thing. And Hornets are
Just
nasty.
a black market yellow jacket.
Just a black market yellow jacket.
Look, I'm going to go with Rockmart in this one on the road.
Same.
Yeah, what they did to Union wasn't nice. And they're only a 1-point favorite, but they're on the road. So, yeah, I'm going to take Rockmart in this.
Walker, how about your pick now?
Oh, sorry.
I was just, I'll
Sorry
take
about that.
Rockmart as well. Thanks, Jeff.
I'm not used to being that far down the list. It's just,
This is the 11th pick we've made so far today.
it's unnerving. Sorry. Hey, it's only happened twice.
Jeff, get back in line.
Never. Don't tell me what to do.
Caleb, who do you have?
Wait, who did you pick?
I took Rockmart.
Oh, okay.
I took Rockmart.
Hornet would beat a yellow jacket in a fight all day, so I got Cook.
Yeah, I got to go with the home team here too, Cook.
Bryan County at Prince Avenue Christian School. I mean, this one's easy.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, I'm going with Pack.
Okay.
Packs.
Yeah, Prince Avenue.
Easiest pick on the slate this week. Prince Avenue, I don't think anybody's going to give them any trouble in winning the state title.
Yeah, 12-point favorite at home. Come on, guys.
I'm going to take Pax. Would you have said that if Commerce had been able to hold on against Bryan last week, though, Walker?
I think that the game's closer, but I think that Prince Avenue is just too potent offensively.
Okay. I already took Pack.
Prince Avenue's winning easily.
Yeah, Prince Avenue, obviously.
Okay, let's go back up to the only area team left.
It was a brutal week last week.
It was a brutal week. We had 6 programs, and we ended with 1. Jefferson at Creekside. Speaking of the middle of nowhere, that's called Hamilton, Georgia, that does not have one single fast food restaurant.
Oh,
Nothing.
Where you had to go. Not one?
Not one
What
last
did you
week.
do for food?
Not only was it in the middle of nowhere, but you would have loved it, Jeff.
Why?
Because the ladder that was on the side of the press box, you had to climb up to get to the top.
That's rough.
It was rough. Let me
That's
tell you.
rougher than my voice.
I love the story.
Let me tell you.
I love the story you were telling us about how Gibby would not. He refused to lean over to the side to help you, and one of the coaches goes, "I would do that every day."
It was one of those. It was one of those ladders, like in the prefab press boxes, like I like to call them. You see them a lot in Forsyth County. The ladder, the aluminum ladder that goes up to the hatch. Those are easy to climb.
Right.
With a box or something in your hand, but this one had no give whatsoever. So, I mean, you literally had to just pull and pull and pull, and finally you get to a spot where you can hand up the box.
And Gibby
somebody has to lay down.
And Gibby refused to do it.
So
I don't understand that.
But thanks to Harris County coaching staff who do that about every week. He knew exactly how to do it. He laid over, grabbed it, and everything was good.
Let me ask you this: do they have a Waffle House in Hamilton,
No,
Georgia?
I'm telling you.
Really?
All they have were
Nothing.
2 little pubs that they called pubs. Now, I have no idea if they were really pubs.
Morgan
but,
just perked up.
but that's what they called them. We didn't actually see them, but, we're really close to Callaway Gardens, by the way.
Right.
But anyway, Jefferson handled business down there last week. I think they're going to handle business this week at Creekside and get to the Bends. It's hard to pick against Sammy Brown and the Dragons, especially the way they have been playing in the playoffs. So I'm picking the Dragons.
Yeah, that's just a 1-point line on this one, right?
Yes.
And it's in favor of Creekside.
Yes.
Correct?
Down in Fairburn.
That's not enough, though. Sammy Brown and the Dragons all the way.
This game's being played at a stadium that has 2 names. Arrowhead Stadium for some reason, and the Swamp. That makes no sense. And they have a McCrary on their team.
They do.
That's rushed for nearly 2,000 yards. Doesn't matter. Give me Jefferson and Sammy Brown. 100% going to the Bends.
Yeah, I totally agree. This could be an interesting game. We're all going to be down there. We're putting the full blitz on it. But I just see I just feel in a game like this when you have the best player in maybe in the state, you got to go with that. So I'm going to go with Sammy Brown and the Dragons.
I don't enjoy doing it, but I'm going to go against the grain. I'm going to take Creekside. I really like the way this Creekside team is playing, and they can go on runs where they kind of remind me of what Gainesville's got the ability to do when healthy, obviously, which is they can just blitz you on a 24-point run that you don't see coming. So I'm going to take Creekside because I think they're a little more explosive than Jefferson.
Okay.
Before I pick, I have a question. Are y'all letting Jeff drive everybody down there?
No.
Okay. All right. So
That was in unison.
you'll be okay then.
Hey, whoa.
All right.
Now,
so,
wait.
yeah,
Why does that matter?
It
Why
matters.
does that matter?
It matters.
Because
I just heard,
you
you
will,
know,
because you
I-
will
Morgan,
find-
you and I
I've
know.
seen-
Yeah.
I've seen and heard enough stories about
don't-
what
I haven't
could
had an
happen.
accident
So.
in like 45 years.
I don't- it's
Okay,
not a-
do you want a story time from Seth about the last time I rode with Jeff?
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
And go.
The last
New
time.
segment.
The last, God bless you. The last time I rode with Jeff, after the adrenaline from the evening and everything wore off, I legitimately threw up. I'm not talking about, I feel bad. I'm talking about I friggin' yacked. Like, I threw up. So that's why he asks.
Wow.
Also, I don't know what the longest possible route from Gainesville to Fairburn is, but Jeff Hart will find it.
I will find the shortest route.
No.
I use my pizza skills. I know everywhere to go.
And there it is.
There it is. We're going to get you a friggin' cape and a pizza hat that looks like a goddamn Green Bay
And Morgan
cheese hat.
still hasn't made
We're
his
gonna
pick.
name
This
you
thing went
Pizza Man.
way off the rails. Morgan still hasn't made his Jefferson pick.
I can't go against. Okay, so here's my connection here. My daughter's soccer team has several kids from Jefferson, and like her little doppelganger goes to Jefferson. So how can I pick against that? So
There
I'm
you
going
go.
Jefferson.
Nice.
Wait, so we had a dichotomy one week. Now we have doppelganger.
Yeah.
I mean, you just can't use these words in this show. It's just too sophisticated.
It's okay.
Now we're going to have to put
educate people, man.
Yeah.
What was that?
I said I'm trying to educate.
I'm too old.
Mm.
Too old.
Hey guys, that's our picks this week.
Oh,
Does
is it?
everybody feel
Too
good?
old to begin the training.
Does anybody want to go back and change any picks this week?
I feel great.
You don't sound like you do, but
But you don't sound great.
Morgan, you feel good with yours? I mean, we've never asked this question in the entire history of the Pick'em Show, but for some reason it comes out now.
As I explained, guys, like I've seen about 5 high school football games this season, so no, I don't feel great about really any of it.
Just got to go with it.
Y'all, you asked. This is what you get.
Well, we did ask you like 10 minutes before we started the show.
Yeah, because
Which is why I look so debonair here.
It's all right.
That's another big word, Jeff.
Thoughts on the SEC championship game, Morgan?
Your feelings as well.
And feelings about what?
The
SEC championship game.
Oh, feelings about SEC championship game. I don't know. I pendulum on that. Moment to moment. I think it'll be talked about ad nauseum about trying to contain Milroe and not give up the big play because that's what Bama thrives on. But these games, there's always something weird that happens. Somebody will step up out of nowhere. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't even want to call it, but because last time I did, obviously bad things happen. So for the Dogs, but I don't know. Maybe Arian Smith comes up with a huge play and seals it for us. But and I say us being a graduate of the University of Georgia, but I think it's going to be a heck of a game. And really, both these teams, either one of them could win it all if they march on from this.
So I got a question: if Chambliss starts on defense, I mean, how quick will I get my text on that?
Well, I mean, he's gonna play a lot. I just have to deal with it. So
I crack up. I mean, we talk about a lot of players, but it's like there's something about that guy you just don't like him.
Oh man, like you talk about the two completely different levels. You got Malachi Starks, who is one of my absolute all-time favorites, and then you got You got Chaz Chambliss. In fact, maybe I'd rather have Chris Chambliss. But it's not his fault. It's just a gap in our recruiting for that time period. That outside linebacker room is going to be really, really good. But right now, it's just kind of meh.
Yeah. Well, Morgan, we appreciate you jumping in at the last minute.
Well, it
by
truly
the way,
was last minute.
It truly was. And go Dogs.
Yeah, go Dogs. Hopefully we can hold on to this one.
All right, guys, got to get to the locks coming up. All right, guys, let's get to the locks of the show. Everybody lost their lock last week except for Caleb and
Seth won.
I won.
He had
I definitely
Grayson
won my
plus
lock.
Wait.
2. Seth took Grayson +2.
I did.
I don't think that at the top is correct. Let me go back real quick.
because I lost my lock.
You want to restart that, or do you
Seth
want to just
won.
roll with this?
I lost.
There you go.
Jeff
Okay.
lost. Caleb won. Bo lost.
Yep,
So it'll
there
go
it is.
Caleb, Seth. It'll go Caleb, Seth, Bo, Jeff, me.
Caleb, Seth, me, Jeff, you.
Again, I don't
Yes.
like being this
So I'm
late
third.
in the picking
Okay.
process.
All right, go.
All right. This is a tough set. I like Prince Avenue Christian -12 at home against Brian. I think they win big.
I'm gonna do Grayson -3.
I'm going to do Milton +3.
Whoa, Bo going the other way.
Oh, yeah.
Who's next?
You.
Oh, me? Oh, shoot.
Jump in line, Jeff. Jump in line.
Wow. These are some very difficult lines. They really are. I'm going to take Thomas. I'm going to take
Jefferson
Thomas
line's still open.
TCC -10 on the road at
Okay.
Hurst.
I'm taking Carver Columbus +4, and you could put it at +14, and I'd still take them.
That a boy. That a boy.
All right.
All right, guys. There's your locks. There's your picks.
Let's hope we're back next week. Well, we will be back.
No one touched that Jefferson pick?
No.
Okay.
No, we didn't touch it.
It's too close of a line.
It is. It's
One
pretty close.
point is just too close to call.
Listen,
Right.
this is our second to last show.
Yes.
Next week, we will wrap up our Pick'em show.
Yes.
In the final week, no matter if we've got Jefferson left or not, we'll do a Pick'em show. So, speaking of
Can
that,
I make a request for guest
make
picker
it
right now?
Who you got?
Sutton Shirley versus Ryan Murray. Battle of the bottom.
I tried to get
tried
Ryan
Battle of
Murray
the
this
bottom.
week,
We tried that.
and he chickened out. So, yeah.
Oh, wait. Can
Yes.
you
Well,
say
at
that
least
on
now
the
we're
air?
calling him
Can you
out
say
for
that on the air?
Can we not?
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Well, you
we
did.
can.
Okay.
Can
Well,
we,
you did.
Can we say
We'll put
that
a little
Ryan
peer
Murray
pressure on him
chickened
to
out?
come in for the state championship.
Look,
Yeah.
If you know Ryan Murray, tell him to show his face on this
Yes.
show again.
If you
Look, he didn't
or
do
someone you know,
Look, he didn't do the worst of the guest pickers because Coach Cathcart was 6 and 7, but we all did bad last week because that was
yeah, but
brutal.
Ryan Murray set the standard.
If you or
That was playoff picking. We give Coach Cathcart a
if
pass.
you or someone you know is Ryan Murray, get on this show.
Call 1-888. All right, guys.
Wow.
Let's get out of here. All right, Jefferson is at Creekside. Game going to be live on AM 550 and FM 102.9. We will have full coverage of that game on the website, on radio, on Twitter, X, wherever else we put it.
Anything you can think of, we're all going to be there.
We are going to be there covering this game. So we'll start at 7:06. We'll have an 18-minute pregame show. Actually, technically 24, but 18 minutes worth of stuff. And so we'll have Coach Nolan from Jefferson on there. Coach Dixon also from Creekside will be on the pregame show. Jeff's going to join for a segment. Myself and Gibby will have the call of that. So for the entire crew, enjoy the semifinals of the Georgia High School playoffs. Bye-bye.
Everybody stick around for next show. Make sure you watch it. We're going to have a special guest appearance.
No.
Whoa!
Uh-oh.
I'm concerned.
Who is it?
Who is it?
You'll have to find out.
Oh, goodness.
That's what we in the business call a tease.
In the biz.
Person.
So
What was
also with Morgan being the guest picker today, for those who might have like just joined us for the Pick'em show as what it is today, this all kind of happened based off of the show that Morgan and I started while we were here, the Access
wait,
Sports
no,
Weekly.
only
Access Sports Weekly.
Access Sports Weekly. And then it somehow
Morgan,
evolved.
listen,
This evolved technically and devolved content-wise.
I was gonna say it may have just stayed the same with the evolution and de-evolution.
Yeah, like somehow,
Morgan was ahead of his time. He had no idea what he was really putting into motion here. Thank you, Morgan.
I'm just upset that that we don't have a game on the lake so that we can't hear Morgan talk about what was it you used to call it, Morgan?
The smooth sounds of the lake.
Delilah.
Yeah, we were